Eric, tell us, the tsunami threat has been downgraded, but this was still a very powerful earthquake.
Yes, I mean, it depends on how you measure it, but it could be within the top 10 or 20 of this last century. It was quite big, and when we saw it sort of come over the wires, we were all concerned because it happened exactly, well, close to the region where the deadly earthquake and tsunami of 2004 that ended up killing out more than 200,000 people happened back then.
What is the difference between this particular earthquake, which I think was an 8.6 magnitude earthquake, and the one that was so devastating and deadly in 2004 in terms of why it did not trigger a bigger tsunami threat, Eric?
Well, the experts are telling us that there's different types of earthquakes. In some earthquakes, the tectonic plates sort of slide sort of horizontally against each other, and others they sort of push against each other and pop up or pop down. And when they pop up or pop down, sort of crunch, that creates a lot of movement in the water. That creates these giant waves that can go hundreds and hundreds of miles and can kill tens of thousands of people, as happened in Japan and as happened here in Indonesia back in 2004.
Now, monitoring systems are so crucial in this, and in 2004, so many people got caught. Have the monitoring systems, Eric, been improved since then?
Well, I'll tell you, so far, and again, we just sort of had scattered reports, and we've been able to see local news reports from here in Jakarta. I didn't see much of sort of sirens and excitement about people saying they were pre-warned. What people do have, or the blessing they have had at the very least, is having experienced the tsunami of 2004. Back then, nobody knew that after you have a big earthquake, you've got to watch out for big waves. In Japan, they knew this. And in fact, I was there in Japan for the tsunami there, and tens of thousands of people were saved by that training you get from a very young age. Here, they did not have that. In places like Sri Lanka, they did not have that. When the water receded as the tsunami was coming, people were going out to catch fish in the water, and they ended up getting killed. And so, at the very least, people's memory helped them. I think what's going to happen in the next few days, we're going to find out how much those tsunami warning systems helped. I'm pretty sure the feeling I have is that sort of the results of the ability to end the tsunami warning within a few hours, it suggests that it was working. But I think we'll hear in the next few days whether people on the ground really got fair warning, whether things really were happening as they were supposed to, whether people were evacuating the way they were trained to do. There was millions and millions of dollars raised to create these types of systems, and we're going to find out over the next week whether they actually were working.
And Eric, very quickly before we let you go, do we have a sense if there is a death toll count from the earthquake itself?
Right now, no. And my experience in Japan was if there's not a wave, you've got to be very unlucky to die. But in a place like Indonesia, you never know.